Hello, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Jurnee Taylor.
And I am Hoyt. We've got plenty to catch you up on tonight. We want to start, though, with an update in not just one, but two separate threats made in the Conway School District. We're going to start at the high school, where a 13-year-old student has now been charged with a crime after posting a threat on TikTok with phrases including, "shoot the school up tomorrow."
However, investigators say she didn't have access to any guns and found no evidence of a plan to carry out the threat, and say she only made the post because she didn't want to go to school the following day.
Let's go to Conway Junior High. An unrelated bomb threat there led students and teachers to have to evacuate the building yesterday. After investigating, authorities found no credible threat. School returned back to normal. Counseling's available for those who need it.
An arrest has also been made in Maumelle after a shooting threat at a school there this morning. We're told a child was arrested just before 7 this morning because it involves a minor. Police are not releasing any information.
And then new tonight at 6, we are following a recent report of a sexual assault case at the University of Arkansas and a fraternity house on campus there. Police arresting 19-year-old Crew Cavern on Sunday after investigating a report from last month at the Kappa Sigma house. Court documents say the victim reported being assaulted after refusing Cavern's advances. He's free on a $100,000 bond. He's due back in court on May 6th.
To weather now as we bring in Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon.
Tom, we know you've been keeping an eye on storms. Started up in the northwest part of the state. What do we have to worry about tonight here in the metro?
Well, so far, not much here in central Arkansas. The storms are ongoing in northwest Arkansas, where there is a tornado watch for Benton and Washington counties till 9 o'clock tonight, and a good part of Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, into Kansas. Yeah, it's been an active week for those folks out west, and we're going to wait and see if those storms manage to move in from western into central Arkansas a little bit later. It's overcast outside. We've got cloudy skies, and there are the watches that we have, and you can see that's a tornado watch box. The pink area would be a severe thunderstorm watch box down in North Texas. So the activity is going to stay to our west for a lot of tonight, and you can see some of that here right now on radar. You did have some warnings earlier, but now a lot of non-severe storms. Getting some good rain out of this, but Benton and Washington counties under that tornado watch. We'll wait and see if that gets extended to include a part of northwest Arkansas, or at least a larger part, where we do have a level 2 out of 5 severe weather risk. It's a 1 out of 5 here, Pocahontas, Hot Springs, DeQueen, Texarkana. That's a marginal threat. I think that's later tonight into tomorrow if the storms hold together. Of course, damaging winds, the greatest threat, northwest, large hail, again northwest, and we can't rule out the possibility of a tornado. And if we have one in northwest Arkansas, later on tonight, it has the potential of being strong. An EF2 would qualify as a strong tornado. Let's hope that's not the case. But as we send things into motion, here we are, 6 o'clock. This activity is still in Oklahoma, so the HRRR is not keeping up with stuff, at least the rainfall-wise, very well. We'll go to 10 o'clock, and you'll see the line begins to move in, getting closer to central Arkansas. It could split apart before actually moving in. So we'll hold it right here. This is by 3 in the morning. Could have some rumbles of thunder. We'll walk through the timing once again and take a look ahead into your weekend.
All right, Tom, thank you. A potential pizza place, not exactly popular. Well, that's the situation in Little Rock's SoMa district this week.
T311's Carter Thwee spoke to some in SoMa who are not happy about the drive-through pizza place.
It's a potential Little Caesars restaurant, which would be located here in this field on the corner of 19th and Main. And some are excited about the affordable food option, but others say that a drive-through chain doesn't represent what this community is all about.
It's just simply not the place for this to be.
On Wednesday, an advisory committee met to discuss the Little Caesars proposal. The committee will advise the Capital Zoning Commission, which has the final say, and members heard plenty of public comment.
There's another pizza place which is on Main Street, which is Reduno's, so it's not like somebody can't get pizza.
The proposal would put a Little Caesars in the south end of the SoMa district next to Edwards Cash Saver. Phil Brandon owns the nearby Rocktown Distillery and serves as president of SoMa 501.
SoMa 501 is for redevelopment and development along the Main Street corridor, but it needs to be the right kind of development.
Their main issue is design. The restaurant wouldn't be along the sidewalk and would include a drive-through in a neighborhood known for its walkability. And while the walkability is the biggest concern, the restaurant being a chain doesn't help either.
We obviously prefer local restaurants, local businesses. Chains tend to have absentee owners that don't really take care of things as much.
Little Caesars didn't respond to a request for comment Wednesday, but some residents on social media said, regardless of walkability or other concerns, a more affordable food option would be nice for those on tighter budgets. Thursday, we'll find out whether the Capitol Zoning Commission feels the same way.
I just think we're not where we need to be with this application for them to fit into the neighborhood.
The Capitol Zoning Commission is going to meet tomorrow at noon at 1100 North Street. They're going to consider this application, and if it's approved, the developers are going to get a conditional use permit and a construction permit to move forward. In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
All right, Carter, thank you. Well, tonight, the Pulaski County Clerk wants to make you aware of a scam text and or email message that is already going around, and some of you we've seen online have already received it. The message states that you may have outstanding fees for tolls, parking, or traffic violations. Well, the county clerk says the text message comes from a +63 number, and actually it's not even a full number. Clerk Terry Hollingsworth says Pulaski County or any other county or state agency would never send any information via text or email. If you have received one of these text messages, you're urged to refrain from engaging with the messages. Meanwhile, Arkansas lawmakers will not move forward with a proposal tied to what they call concerns over Sharia law. After it failed in committee today, the proposal focused on property ownership and requiring disputes be handled in U.S. courts, though critics argued the framing unfairly targeted Muslim communities. Local Islamic leaders say they aren't interested in real estate or expanding in any way.
All right, if you follow sports, you've heard of steroids or blood doping, but have you heard of MK677? And did you know some student athletes are trying it despite it not being approved for human use by federal regulators? Well, it's a growth hormone that doctors say is showing up in legal and illicit supplements, often without clear labeling. A UAMS sports medicine physician is urging families to be careful.
We know that at a young age that these supplements can have effects on growth plates, it can have effects on the heart, kidneys, liver.
The doctor points out there are healthy and safe ways to bulk up, with creatine now being accepted by more and more people as part of a healthy diet. We're going to take a closer look at the supplements available tonight at 10.
Well, in Benton, school officials say they're approved a new program that allows students to leave campus during the school day for, quote, Bible-based instruction.
And the program, called LifeWise, is obviously raising some questions about how a public school could even allow it.
Yeah, THV 11's Mike Ellison hears from both sides as she takes a closer look at how it all works.
For many adults, leaving campus during the school day was once just a thought. For some students in the Benton School District, it's now part of their weekly routine, and it's about more than just a break from the classroom.
It's bringing Bible education to public school students during school hours.
A program called LifeWise Academy is now operating in Benton, allowing some students to leave campus during the school day for Bible-based instruction. Working through parent permission, State Representative Jeff Wilkerson says it operates under a 1952 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that allows students to leave school property for religious instruction.
We're not utilizing any tax dollars, state tax dollars, and so we are separated.
LifeWise officials say students in the Benton School District leave to come here to Holland Chapel Baptist Church, where they attend a Bible-based instruction. Now, this is all voluntary, but it has raised concern about where the line is drawn between church and public education.
Where we see schools getting into the gray area and possibly violating the First Amendment is when they go beyond just letting kids leave to attend the program.
Freedom from Religion Foundation says programs like LifeWise are legal, but schools must be careful not to promote or support them.
If they're allowing LifeWise representatives to come into the school and pass out flyers, all of that crosses the line beyond what's legally permissible.
LifeWise organizers say they do not advertise in schools and that participation is entirely up to parents. The program is privately funded through donations, with supporters covering costs for students to attend.
We hire on teachers that ideally have at least 2 to 3 years experience in the classroom so that that there is a wisdom around classroom management.
Now in Benton, the program is currently limited with about 20 first grade students enrolled. Officials say it now operates in 14 schools statewide. Benton Assistant Superintendent Scott Jennings says the district's role is simply to provide access.
It's a parent choice, off campus, and it fits within our policies.
Wilkerson says he plans to expand into other districts and continue conversations of how it fits into public education.
That'll be success, is having a program available to all those students across the whole state.
In Benton, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Maya, thank you. Well, program officials say it costs about $30 a month per student, with community members able to sponsor a child.
We're also told Bryant School District, they are set to begin a trial run of the program as well. That'll be a week from tomorrow, starting April 23rd.
Well, after the break, we're headed out to Pine Bluff for another story as part of our Red, White, and You series. The teacher looking to help students grow in STEM.
Timing of tonight's storms now through 1 o'clock over northwest Arkansas. If they hold together, they could impact central Arkansas anytime after midnight through 8 a.m. Coming up, I have the latest information provided by one of our high-res models, and we'll look ahead to your weekend.
And speaking of the weekend, an ultra-rare championship showdown comes to Oaklawn this week. Last year's Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty will face last year's Preakness winner Journalism in the Oaklawn Handicap. The build-up to Saturday starts tomorrow. The Thursday card's first post will be 12:45.